Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcasts. Presents 7 ways why I quit interpreting life through negativity and fear. Something that I really opened up to and admitted to myself is I taught myself to listen for the negative of the world through the fear of what's beyond the negativity of the world. Negativity and fear go hand in hand because we live in the negativity, trusting what's going on, but we're afraid of the inspirational innovations of the world. As I welcome my day into my life with a trendsetter, thank you for my day with fresh experiences, liberation, wisdom, inspiration, and fun of the sun's splendor. As I swiftly realize turning on the news instantly pelts me with negativity and fear and what's going on in the world that's been the same since the beginning of time, except for, we've had advances, but yet the world stays the same. Because the morning talk shows, you turn on the morning talk shows and news, they're sniping, sabotaging, spiel, wheels and deals, delusional despair of what's going on in the world and whose fault it is and what this person's doing. And there's never any flow of foresight. It's always bestows you the blow in just in desperational bullshit, basically. So I instantly stopped heeding the seedy, needy, greedy, creepy brainwashing of the news and scaredy cat bratty bullshit that the delusional talk shows put out. Everybody's got something to say. They all have an answer, yet none of them put that answer onto put the pedal to the metal, or their talk. They never put themselves on the path of liberation. They're always saying something, but never doing anything. And that's what the world has come, all talk, no walk. And see, the world is ready for some walking, talking, some leadership walk, rather than storytelling of what they would do. There's too much this is what I would do, and never showing people what they would do. So when we have something in our subconscious mind is a follower. It's going to follow to whatever has prestige or sounds prestigious to the subconscious mind. So this guy's talking a big line of fear, but they're calling it knowledge because the world is stuck in knowledge and lacks the wisdom to move forward. And that's something I really opened up to. And all the news and talk shows spew propagandized deficiencies, thinking money fixes all problems, is the lie that never dies from an enslaving, oppressive mindset. Give people money, making them think they are rising, is a diminishing delusion. As I now realize, my parents give me money and help me out. That was the worst thing they did. Because once you get handed money, you know where the well is. And today, people are going to have to lace up their boots and go boot scooting biggie out into the real world and take their innovation, wisdom, and everything with them. Because I now realize giving people money creates a victim programming to always look outside themselves for what's going on in the world, never looking in here. And not up here, it's in here. The body isn't a robot. The body actually controls, because my subconscious mind's here. And it's an intertwining of your wisdom, insight, and clarity together as your chakras are your energy centers coming up. So when you free this, you liberate this. To me, that's the way it happened to me. And when you're looking outside yourself, for everything is a lurid lie that never dies. As money is the outcome of wisdom, insight, intuitive innovation, acumen, and adventures of accomplished outcome. But see, we're still caught up in trying to be in the world rather than of the world, and we really have never been shown the way to trust our abilities, agility, acumen, and audacity, because we all compass the strength, the courage, the confidence and the wisdom to ride the tides of our trend-setting imagination, dawning enterprising splendor. But we're so caught up in trying to think, oh, I got to have money. The worst thing, I got into a home-based business, and they actually taught people you don't have to have the money to start, but you got to have the courage to follow through. And that is the way it is in life. And we get in that subconscious mind comfort zone of prestigious following, we're willing to follow anybody that sounds good. And that's what the politicians with NLP and a little bit of word verbiage, they have us following them. And all they're doing is smiling and laughing all the way to the bank. You are the wisdom, insight, and clarity, never the knowledge. Knowledge is books. Wisdom, insight, clarity is the acumen, adventurous acumen of your daily life. See, now I realize when I was a young adult, all my challenges, chaos, controversy, adversity, and all the crap I caused myself, they're adventurous awakenings with adventurous vitality, sharpening my innovative skills. But however, I could manipulate people and my parents to help me. That was the biggest screw up I ever did. Parents, I'm going to say this to you. If your kid's getting a financial bind, let them get out of it. If you do it at a young age, it'll stop at an old age. And mine, it took me a long time, but I finally got it. As I quit interpreting my life events through my ancestral programming, fear and the phoniness of fear that is it's a faking effigies appearing real today. See, fear isn't out here. Fear is right here and in here. But we're really not afraid of the event. We're afraid of our abilities and agilities and audacity to stroll through there with a cavalier sword of sapience to cut through the lies that never die and cut the ropes of dopey, allowing us to liberate ourselves from ourselves. So by admitting that to me, I instantly opened my emancipating ears and sovereign eyes to communicate away my interpreting my life through negativity, fear, the school system, and everything else that had me in the toxicity of my past. So the day I stopped being a servant to my past to participate, appreciate, streaming, trend-setting ingenuity from here through my crown chakra to the world. And I stopped being afraid of stopped listening to the news, never hearing the sneering snares of sabotage the news and the outside world puts out. As I listen, I express imaged inspiration, starting my day with a trend-setting thank you. Allows me to focus on the inspirations and gratitude of setting the tone for my opulent, optimistic outlook. To cut loose the socialized negative media. How does the media just really sneak up there and control our day? Oh, the dollar's crashing. This is happening. The war's starting. This guy said this to this guy. In your innovative world, all that means nothing. It means zilch. What really opens you up to rise and shine is your divine daredevilry. See, we have a little bit of ornery opulence within us, but that is beyond socialized boundaries of limitation. All boundaries are limitations because the bliss of life is just outside on the other side of that boundary you set. To me, boundaries are fears and negative because, oh my God, what if I have to go over there? What's going to happen? You know, you don't have to sit there and put up with the fear. Why am I apprehensive about this situation? You don't have to get all in a befuddled panic attack. All you got to do is question it and question yourself why you're in a panic fanatic. Questions are liberation. Thinking and knowing is a prison of toxicity. Because the more you think and know, the less you go. The more you listen and question and comprehend, you ascend of the audacity, the Zen zeal expanding now dawns your dreamer's dexterity to color your world with your dreams. The only one that can color your world with your dreams is you. Is you. And you know, something the world has never been showed or taught, or told even, or showed. You encompass talent that is so far beyond the socialized tracks of crap that we've been taught. See, education is secondhand information from outside sources, but wisdom, innovation, intuition are like a fresh rain on a garden. It's sprouting and blooming your bold, lively, optimistic opulence, magically energizing your way through life with a listening lure as the campaigner's curiosity clears away all the unwanted crap of yesterday. But how does it feel to say, I cut loose the socialized negative media in my life now, or 2 seconds ago, because I stopped heeding the negativity and the fear propaganda by the news, the media, you know, and your parents would say, how many of your parents sat around the supper table saying, well, on the news, I heard this, and on the news, I heard this. Yeah, mine. But I cut the news out 1990, probably about 1992. Because all I understand about the news is there's seven people own all the news channels in this country. That might not be the right number, but it's very few. And they all have an agenda of controlling the world. You know, it's easy to control an educated world, but a liberated listening campaigner is always questioning what they're saying. So how does the media control your life? Even if you feel it doesn't, but it does in a way, in an unknown way. See, that's what listening does. Listening is the clear path of prosperity, appreciating today's heaven on earth experiences. And see, by recognizing that the news media and all the talk shows exploit fear and negativity for the sensationalism, allows me to shield myself from their influence because I shut them off, just like you do your computer at night. And their influence has zero to do with my life. It's me engaging in talking and communicating in my daily life is where I'll rise out of the past. Now, understanding money myths. Money's innocent. The arrogance and the ignorance of people make money guilty. Realizing thinking money fixes all problems is a delusion and poverty programming to keep us wanting more money, thinking everything we do, money will take care of it, is the biggest lie I've ever endured in my life. Money is the outcome. The experience is the cash, because it's the canonizing acumen, streaming hellraiser's dexterity for me to get the wisdom, insight, clarity, intuition to rise me out of the delusion into on my liminal carpet glide to galvanizing, lively, intuitive dreamers ecstasy to flow through my veins of fame. As true wealth is wisdom, insight, and innovative acumen, and not just financial gain. You can lose money, but once you attain the wisdom, that's forever the gold mine of the divine within you. Avoid victim programming. If you listen to everybody that had something, people want reparation for this, or want money for this, want money for that. That's victim programming. So avoid it. Your life is an adventure of affluence, dawning visionary epiphanies now, tantalizing ubiquitous rebellious energy. Well, the world is showing you, when you have chaos, challenge, and adversity, they're showing you encompass an adventurous audacity to rise out of that and basically tell all that crap out there just to take a long walk on a short plank and flush it down the stool into the compost pile, because chaos, challenges, adversity are fertilizer for the festive energy within you. And I recognize that giving people money without fostering sovereign valor and trust of my ability creates victim programming. And we have a lot of victim programming in this world. I know somebody that has some, thinks he don't, but he does. Me. But now I'm willing to face it, embrace it, kick it in the butt, so I can strut on my streaming, trend-setting, rebellious, utopian tenacity. See, the more you realize all the things you're afraid of in life are actually the courage and the campaigner's gumption to chauffeur you through life onto your beaches of bountiful bliss, of bold, lively, eternal splendor, streaming, enterprising wizardry sets you free. And it allows you, once you realize everything is in here, you stop looking outside of ourselves for solution that perpetuates a cycle of dependency and disempowerment. How does that feel, realizing when you look outside yourself for solutions and you perpetuate the cycle of dependency and disempowerment? Because as soon as something happens, out the door, you're looking for somebody to tell the story to. Then by the time you tell it to 6 people, holy heavens, the Empire State Building is crumbling. When you can open up to understand that your challenges are unique to you, and they're unique to you to unleash and unlock the blocks of self-sabotage. Opens you up to embrace your challenges as autonomous expansion. As I viewed my young adult challenges as opportunity, it sharpens my innovative thrill skills, allows me to see them as liberating experiences rather than an obstacle. The only person that has obstacles in your life is you. And see, by quitting the interpretation of life through ancestral programming, I opened my emancipating ears and sovereign eyes to the fresh foresight of my ambling adventurers to set on my mountaintops of bountiful bliss because I realized I strolled down out of the mountains onto my beaches of bountiful bliss to surf my seas of stunning splendor, with my heart and soul open to enjoy my heavenly heydays. And it's also liberating from the negative influences. And that was my parents, as good as they were. We always had this undercurrent. We were never good enough. And then the media and so I was in a small town, and their socialized way of life really brought in things of you're not good enough, I'm better than you stuff. That's all bullshit. You're equal to everybody. You just don't understand how unique you are and the trend-setting talents that'll ballet you on to your Broadway plays of prosperity. And also the negative influence of media, indoctrinated education, third world enslaving mindsets cause us to live in the canon of the crap of life, because we are always trying to show the world how strong we are rather than how innovative we are. Physical strength is a weakness. Hellraiser heart prowess is the liberating factor in your life. And see, once I rose out of liberated myself from my indoctrinated education, the controlling media, my parents' way of programming third world enslaving mindsets, people's interactions with other people, because I now realize the world speaks and the sky is falling drawl. Keep crawling inside the fears and negativity and comfort zone limitations. Habits are comfort zone limitations. That's all they are. Limitations with a frozen in time representation. I optimize my wise, liberating acumen to understand and admit to me. Through my school years, I was always showing what I did wrong according to a teacher's point of view, my parents, and also their limiting beliefs, opinions. That is encompassed in all of us. And everything I learned in school today is a limitation. And we learned to do everything the teacher's way, so we never really got to open up our own innovative talents. In my era, back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, never let go. And the teacher and everybody in your life, even today, never lets go of what they think you did wrong. And it's their thinking, not you. And everything they think you did wrong is according to their thinking, knowing mind, egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance, viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, and their first snapshot about me. Whatever the first snapshot you take of somebody is the snapshot you hold on to for a long time, until they do something so picturesque that it craters that snapshot, and you take a fresh snapshot. Because that snapshot is the way we view that person. And as I listen, witness, view, and observe the world through virtuous vitality, it energizes my engendering gumption to understand life is an adventure of audacity, dreamers' dexterity, for me to color the world my way, as I rose out of interpreting my life through fear and negativity, opening up, I listen, witness, and express inspiration, colorful intuition, celebrating my life with gusto glory, now and forevermore. I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom, Hypno Acuity, and may your life always be as blessed as you are a blessing to me in the world.